Hey, good morning. Can you guys believe that it is Wednesday, November 5th already? A few more weeks till Thanksgiving, and then literally, guys, we're going to be right on top of Christmas, and 2025 will be gone. One of the things that I learned as I started to get a little bit older in life was to not take time for granted. I think I'm wasting my breath here, but I'll say it anyways because I remember being told something similar to this when I was in my 20s and even in my 30s. It just felt like time was going to last forever. And, so young. And, at 30 years old, 50 seemed, you know, like it was so far away. I couldn't even fathom being 50 years old. And here I am, 52. And one of the things that I've found that getting older has caused me to be a little bit more deliberate in how I spend my time, what I do with my time. And I'm a lot more, what is the word? I'm a lot more aware of the fact that I don't know how much time I have left on this earth. Don't get me wrong. I'm not negative, but like let's just say that even, if the average man here in the United States lives till 77, that'd be 25 years. That's less than half the time I've been on this earth now. I'm 52 as of July. And so I just notice myself thinking about that a lot more. Like, okay, some people kick the bucket at 60. Holy smokes, that would be 8 years. And don't get me wrong, I'm doing everything I can to make sure that that doesn't happen. But, as we get older, we start understanding our mortality a little bit better because we start seeing the people around us that we love, unfortunately, start, finding heaven and that kind of stuff. Both of my parents over the last handful of years have passed away. And, I'm the youngest of all of my siblings. So far, knock on wood, none of my siblings have passed away yet. But, like my oldest sibling is 12 years older than me. So I've got, a sibling that's 64. So over the next handful of years, that's going to start to be something that happens, unfortunately. But the main thing that I want to mention is take advantage of your youth. Take advantage of those years when you are the most vibrant, the most energetic, when you recover the fastest. Like I'm working out and exercising and trying, to do some things for my health. And it is a whole nother ball game. I tell you what, if you're watching this and you're 20, 25, 30 years old, man, it's a whole nother ball game working out, getting in shape, doing those kind of things at 52 than it was at 25 or 20 or even at 30 or 35. And so I don't know where that came from, but I don't know how I wish I could give you more practical tip, like on how to actually take what I'm saying and apply it to your life rather than it kind of just going in one ear and out the other. Because when I was young, when I was 20, 25, 30, I heard people talk about stuff like this. And for the most part, it didn't register. It didn't have any effect on the way I was living my life. And so I don't know if anything that I say today will have any effect on the way that you are living your life, but awareness is half the battle. And so I definitely recommend, going for it. Quit thinking, that you'll get around to it. The get around to it's almost never happen. And a lot of times, if you do get around to it, by the time you get around to it, you're too old to really enjoy it the way that you should. That's one of the reasons that I'm so big on cryptocurrency and creating freedom in our lives. I believe that Hawaii at 25 or 30 is probably a lot better than Hawaii at 60 or 70. And even Hawaii at my age at 52, I haven't gone to Hawaii yet. But those tropical vacations, like I've went to the Bahamas, is it 3 times now, babe? 3 times? I think it's 3 times that we've been to the Bahamas over the last handful of years. And I was young enough and in good enough shape to, really enjoy it. But man, I would have enjoyed it a heck of a lot more in a lot of ways at 20, 25, 30 years old. It would have really been amazing. And to have had the energy to do some of the things that I may, not be able to do now, and so on and so forth. So enough about that, but I hope you guys are all doing fantastic today. Hope you're having a great Wednesday, and looking forward to enjoying the rest of your week. Mr. Vanish, good morning. Hope you are doing fantastic. We've got Daniel in the house. Good morning, Daniel. And thank you, Daniel, for reminding everybody. Yeah, if you're here, please hit that like button. Definitely helps the channel. Mr. Dave P., good morning, my friend. Hope you are doing excellent. We got Tim G. Good afternoon, Tim. Hope you're having a fantastic day also. I saw your response to my message, and thanks, man. I hope you are getting more and more excited. I still need to send over those text messages that I said I was going to send over to you. I noticed I hadn't done that yet, and we need to hop on a phone call or a Zoom here one of these days in the very, very near future. And then thank you too, man. Tim is reminding everybody to hit that like button. And then we have my good friend, Mr. Eric Bernstein. Eric, hi. Happy Wednesday. Hope you are doing fantastic. And then it looks like everybody else is pretty much just saying hi to each other. So with that, guys, I've got CoinGecko pulled up here, and I got a quick question. Does anybody here own any Nexo tokens? Does anybody here have any tokens still in Nexo? This was kind of accidental. This just happened to be where I had my CoinGecko open to when I went to bed last night. But I was curious. I know that there's a lot of U.S. citizens in here this morning, and I'm going to assume that none of you are using Nexo, because we pretty much got kicked out of Nexo way back when Celsius and Voyager were having all their problems. Nexo decided that they didn't want United States customers, and I don't blame them. But I was just wondering if anybody else that's watching this morning that might not be in the United States has a Nexo account. It's just kind of more out of curiosity, but this is a pretty exciting token, in my opinion. I think that as a United States citizen, since we can't use the platform, it's a little less exciting. But, for those of you that don't know, if you go to nexo.com here, let me see. Let me get over here and then share the tab here that I was trying to make sure that when I'm on my laptop, I got to click on everything individually. So yeah, here's Nexo. Earn, borrow, spend all in one place. Access the premier wealth platform to grow crypto. So just want to mention to those of you that are in a country where you have the ability to use Nexo, in my opinion, it's a very, very safe platform. They made it through the last bear market without any trouble at all. They weren't over leveraged. They didn't even worry about going out of business the same way that Voyager and Celsius did. And so this is an incredible platform. I used to love this platform because you could borrow against your crypto. So I would hold most of my top tier cryptos in this platform, my Bitcoin, my Ethereum, my XRP, Chainlink, most of the things that, that were easy to borrow against. And back in the day, they had a pretty small list of only about, 15 different tokens that you could actually hold in Nexo. It's been a while now, but I'm wondering now how many tokens you can hold on here. and what kind of interest they are paying out. I wish I remembered my login. I would log into one of my old accounts. Yeah, serving clients since 2018. I was literally buying this token back in 2018. This was one of my earlier tokens, and I did very, very well on this token. Here, so let's click on the how can I start earning interest. After you create your account, you need to buy or transfer crypto, opt in for earning interest, da 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 da. You have to maintain an account balance above $5,000 worth of digital assets. Once that's done, you'll be earning daily interest on your digital assets. Interesting. I didn't used to have a excuse me. They didn't used to have a minimum, but you can see here Bitcoin up to 6%, USDC up to 12%. And that leads me to my next question, because you guys are a pretty smart group of folks here. Bitcoin is a token that I've never really earned any interest on. And I was wondering, do any of you have Bitcoin, and are you holding it someplace where you can earn a little bit of interest? I don't think you can earn real good interest anywhere like, 10, 15%. But like here, it says up to 6%. Do any of you that are watching right now have a platform where you feel it's safe enough to, put your Bitcoin there to earn 3, 4, 5, 6%? Because that's the other thing with Bitcoin. If I've got an asset staked where I'm earning 15 or 20 or 25%, then I'm a little bit willing to accept a little bit of risk that I might lose that asset, even though at those interest rates, it's not wise to use enough money that would really cause you harm if you lost it. But for Bitcoin, if I'm getting 3 or 4%, it would have to be almost risk-free, or basically it would have to be risk-free. So does anybody have a spot where they like to hold their Bitcoin? Let me see here. You can build your wealth faster, up to 14% annual interest paid out every day. So you get daily compounding. And let's see what we got here. So we got Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, Nexo token itself, Solana. Anyways, so I mean, Solana, I think we could stake on our own and earn more than that. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here, but this was just something that, because it was on my chart, or on my screen already, that I thought I would talk about it a little bit. This token, if we go down here, we can see its all-time high was $4.07. Roughly 4 years ago during May of 2021, and its all-time low here was all the way down at about 4 cents. I remember buying this token at like 9 cents, and like I say, I did very well on it. I think I sold it at probably pretty close to its peak, because it was getting ready to kick United States customers out. Let me go back over here to the comments. Nope. Doesn't look like anybody is using the platform. It doesn't look like any of you guys own any of it either. And that's reasonable. I don't own any of it anymore either. I was just thinking, as far as DeFi platforms go, this is one of the best, in my opinion. And you can buy this token if you had any interest in doing your research on it. It looks like you could buy it on several different networks now, including, the big kahuna, Ethereum. So you can buy it and hold it on your MetaMask. If we go over here to markets, you can see that it's got a decent chunk of markets. In fact, it's on Binance now. Didn't used to be on Binance back in the day, but it's on MEXC Global. You can buy on Uniswap. So just something to keep on your radar. I know, like Eric, I know that you like Curve. And I'm assuming, Eric, that you probably like Aave a little bit too. Those are decentralized lending platforms. I guess you would consider Nexo to be a little bit more centralized. But just a random token that kind of came up on my records. So with that, let's switch over to the Bitcoin chart here. All of you guys noticed Bitcoin go under $100,000 yesterday. I saw it all the way down at 97 or 98, I think it was. That was kind of interesting that it bounced back pretty darn quick. But yeah, to have it drop all the way down under, yeah, well, I guess it's showing here 99,607. So maybe I didn't see it at under 99. Although when you're on an exchange, sometimes, especially on the leveraged exchanges, it can go a little bit lower than what's reported on CoinGecko. Let me see here. Tim says he's got some Bitcoin on PayPal that he got back from Celsius, scam that he hasn't touched in a year or two. Nice. That's probably appreciated a good chunk. You're probably not even on whatever you lost in Celsius, but that's probably gone a long ways towards helping you get back to healthy for that scenario. Does anybody have any tokens that they're looking at these days? I know that we've been talking about risk versus reward, and I'm not sure if you guys have kind of huddled up and withdrawn into your shell, or is there anybody watching that's really super bullish and that's just trying to scoop up as many tokens as they can at some of these pretty extremely low prices? I mean, we all agree that anything can happen and that the tokens can certainly go lower. But one of the things we were talking about yesterday was, some of these tokens that are in pretty bad shape compared to where they were for most of the bear market, and the potential of picking some up. And I wonder, is anybody looking at any small cap gems, microcap gems? Does anybody got anything new on their radar? I know, Dave, you've been posting some stuff in the Telegram group here and there. Do you have any tokens on your radar that you would like me to take a look at? I forgot to mention that this wasn't going to be one of my longest live streams. My wife and I have a lot of things to do. Hey, my wife laughed at me when I said that. She's like, oh, great. You're going for an hour and a half now that you said that. But no, seriously, I'm going to wrap this up relatively quickly today. We've got a lot of stuff going on. And so I wanted to give you guys a little bit of heads up. But if you've got, let me see here. Very new token. Dave P says Kite, K-I-T-E. Looks like it's having a nice little fun day here. It's an interesting token. Looked like it ran from, when is this? From November 3rd. So that's a pretty interesting chart, man. It went from November 3rd, it went from 18 all the way down to as low as 6, and now it's jumped all the way back to 8 or 9 cents. Is this a token that you like the long-term possibilities for, Dave, or is it something that you're looking at as a little bit more of a shorter-term play potentially? Wow, it's on a lot of different. How in the world did it get on KuCoin and Binance already? Or is this? That's interesting. Let me see here. Yeah, I mean, it's all-time high, it's all-time lower the last couple of days. So it looks like it just launched, and somehow it managed to already be on every exchange that a guy could imagine almost. It's not on KuCoin, but it's on Binance. It's on KuCoin. I meant it's not on MEXC, but it is on KuCoin. It is on Binance. Interesting. What looks like it's on Ethereum, and you can also get it on BNB and Avalanche. So I like that. Let's go take a quick look at its website. Dave says it had an airdrop on finance. So in the beginning, I think it was people selling. Makes sense. And you bought some yesterday on crypto.com. Okay, good to know. Let's go take a look at their website. Go kite.ai. Make sure I share this tab. All right, let's do it. The first AI payment blockchain, a foundational infrastructure empowering autonomous agents to operate and transact with identity, payment, governance, and verification, purpose-built for autonomous economy. Interesting. The agents network. Shop, order groceries, hail rides. Interesting. So it looks like it's working, doing some real world things along with the crypto. It says you can shop here, order groceries, hail rides, or buy gifts on the world's first AI agent marketplace, all without leaving your favorite service. Coming soon, get early access with Claude. Your passport to a whole new world. Your AI passport lets you discover, interact, and transact with anyone in the new economy, from your friends to autonomous agents. Yeah, this definitely looks like some cutting edge new technology. And, it's pretty interesting when you can start integrating AI and the blockchain in with companies like Uber, PayPal, CoinGecko. Activate your passport and fund your wallet. Open portal to App Store, explore, interact, and transact. Interesting. Let me see. Ecosystem, DeFi suites. See what it's got there. Did it switch? Yeah, I gotta make sure that I'm just that's the activate page that I'm on. And here's the where's the DeFi page? I just pulled up. Here we go. So we want to share this tab. So your hub for native DeFi applications. Claim free test tokens instantly to explore Kite AI's ecosystem and test transactions safely. It's the fastest way to start building without using real funds. Kite Scan, a shared wallet that lets multiple users securely manage funds together with enhanced collaboration and control. Swap feature, bridge feature coming. And it looks like you can build an agent. There's no better place to put it than on the agent store. You can build an agent. It looks like they're interesting. Man, Dave, this could be a spectacular find, man. Definitely, from what I'm seeing here, I'm really, really glad that I asked that question and that you popped in and shared this with us. I'm going to write down a couple of things here really quick so that I'm not forgetting about it. What is its current? So its market cap is already 161 million. Fully diluted is 899 million. So it's already closing in on a fully diluted valuation of $1 billion token, and it's been out, for 2 days. Very, very interesting. Let's see what it's got going on its Twitter account. Now, I'm not logged in, so I can't do as much as I would like, but we can see, holy smokes, guys, 692,000 followers. Wow. It's in San Francisco, so it looks like it's in Silicon Valley. It's backed by PayPal Ventures and General Catalyst. I haven't heard of General Catalyst myself, but obviously we have all heard of PayPal. And interesting, it just joined Twitter October of 2024, and it's already got 632,000 followers. And it looks like they're getting some incredible engagement too. Like if we look at this post from September 2nd, 38,000 likes, 61,000 retweets. So it's not fake. It's not just a bunch of fake followers. It looks like it's got some legit stuff going on. Although we go to the next post here, and it's only got 273 likes and 73 retweets. Go down 235 and 31. So I don't know. The more I look at the Twitter account, the less impressed I am by the 639,000. But at the same time, it's still, I mean, it's getting some decent engagement on its posts. So yeah, it looks like it just launched on November 3rd. Wow, man. Dave, you could have found us a absolute gem there. Thank you, man. That looks like a amazing project. I would definitely yeah, thank you. Yeah, definitely add that to the Telegram. That will be awesome. I'm impressed. I like what I see there. I do. Anybody else got anything that they would like me to take a quick look at? I'm going to run back over here to Coin Gecko and share this. And real quick, while I'm pulling that up and going back to the main page here, I kind of am curious. I'm asking this question to kill a minute or two while I look something up here on my phone, but I'm also, really curious. What are you guys thinking about this market? So we went under 100 grand yesterday. We bounced back up. We're back to 103. Do you guys think we're going to see under 100 grand again anytime soon? Or do you think that was a little fake out, a little scare, a little shakeout? I know that a lot of people got liquidated. Do you feel like we're about ready to start heading back up? And I know that a lot of you are watching multiple YouTubers. So I'm kind of curious, what are some of the other influencers that you're watching saying about the situation? While you guys do that, I want to look at something here real quick on my phone. So please, if you have any opinions on that, I would love for you to share them with the group, please. Let me see here. I wanted to get in here. So Crypto Lifer said yesterday at about 6:30 p.m. that 95,000 is the next bear target, but it never got there. And let's see. It looks like he's been longing the market, making some money longing. Let's see what he's got going on here recently. Looks like he hit some longs on this way back up. Let's get too much information. So let me see here. Says if you are bullish, wait patiently for a 15-minute flag to form in the coming hours. So it looks like Crypto Lifer Sammy Price is looking like he thinks we might get some good positive action here in the not too distant future. He doesn't really mention whether he's scared over the next week or two or month, or if he's optimistic from what I can see. but let's see what we got here. That's what I like to see. John Lopez says we are going up. Dave P says fake out. We are going back up. Great. That's good, man. I love to hear that. I hope you guys are right. You know, I've got a couple of trades still in play here. It's been rough, you know, trading, but the one smart thing that I did, one of the things that I learned from Crypto Bullseye is back in the day, I almost never placed a trade with less than 10x leverage. And one of the things that I like about Keith and Crypto Bullseye is that he really showed me that it's okay to, you know, if you want to get in, you can ladder on your way up too. I always like the idea of laddering down and protecting my trades, but I also learned a lot from him about laddering up. And once you hit significant key milestones, that you can feel a lot more comfortable adding bigger positions. So I jumped in, you know, Atom, the Atom that I had, the $50 one got liquidated. And so I jumped in real quick and I got in all the way at $2.54, $2.55. And I did an $100 trade on Atom with 5x leverage. And even with yesterday, it didn't even come close to getting liquidated. Atom never really went down below about $2.45. And now it's up in profit. At this point, we're looking at Atom at $2.64. And I've got a little bit of a profit here. I'm up about 18%, you know, a $20 bill. My Solana trade originally started at around 180 something. I got more money in, and now my entry price is 173. My liquidation price is 140. My original liquidation price was about 158, which would have gotten liquidated, but I did go in and do a ladder on this one. And I feel like I'm relatively safe now. It's bounced back up to 162. I'm hoping that this $140 Solana is a relatively safe place. So that's kind of what I have been up to. Some are saying as long as we don't get a weekly close below 98,000, then we are still in a bull market, but might see WEEX all the way down to 93,000. Interesting. Good to know. I am pretty protected from, you know, any of that kind of misery. If Bitcoin went down to 93K, it wouldn't be a whole lot of fun, you know, but it wouldn't be life-changing for me either. It wouldn't hurt me, you know, too much because of the way that I've got my portfolio situated right now. So, you know, that's good news. I don't want to see $93,000 Bitcoin, but if we did, it wouldn't absolutely, you know, ruin my life or anything like that. So hopefully you guys are being safe and ready for, you know, whatever comes next also. And yeah, so everything is good. I just wanted to, I think I shared this with you yesterday, Tim, but I wanted to congratulate Tim. Tim jumped into Texitcoin a couple of weeks ago, and because of that, he's been getting some people rolling. So this is Tim here, and you can see here he's already got Ryan, John F, and Melissa. And so Melissa and Jacob are cousins of mine that bought a 3-pack of miners yesterday. John F is a good friend of mine from Washington State that I've known. I've known this guy literally since he was a kid. Back in Washington State, you could deal table games like blackjack in the casinos at 18 years old. And he learned how to do that at an extremely young age, worked in the casino industry. But now he owns his own business. And he just jumped into, we can see here on 11.1, he just jumped into Texacoin, and then we've got Ryan, who is a big supporter of the YouTube channel. He's not on live a lot because he's on the East Coast and he's working. But Mr. Timothy G, man, I just want to give you a little shout out and say congratulations for everything that is going on in Texacoin. And I don't know how I did that. I didn't mean to get onto the full screen, but that's okay because we're about ready to hop off of here and then go enjoy the rest of our week. Guys, we got a important doctor's appointment tomorrow, so please keep us in our prayers. Tomorrow, we're crossing our fingers, is good news. Everything that has happened since we've been here in Colorado last week has been phenomenal, but tomorrow is a big day. After tomorrow, we'll have a very, very good timeline on the rest of the process and exactly kind of what to expect. So please keep us in our prayers. Hope that my wife's body is healthy and that everything is cooperating and headed in the right direction. And I'll be on here to update you guys again very soon. So I love you all. Hope you have an amazing rest of your week. Thank you so much for being here today. Probably the most important thing that happened on today's live stream was finding out about that kite token. So write that down in your notes. Go do your own due diligence. But I know we didn't take a real long look at it, but after, a couple minute glance, that looks like one of the more exciting tokens that we've seen here on the channel in the last 6 months, maybe even the last year. AI is going to definitely be one of the biggest players in the space for a long time to come, and definitely could potentially, do some amazing things. So thanks again, Dave P, for mentioning that, bringing that up. And it was just, it's great spending a little bit of time with you guys today, and we'll see you again real soon. Take care.